Welcome to my channel, The Day Tradestor, and another day of swing trading. We're taking a look at the SPX chart for the S&P 500. We've got a nice green candle today. We're grinding higher even though the MACD, both indicators of the signal line and the MACD line, are in a slow downward trend. However, the velocity of the movement of price is slowing down and slowed down here, yet we've yet to see a turn in our MACD indicators. But the long-term forecast for the rest of the year is to end higher, so somewhere around 7,000 or even higher by some analysts and experts. So if you're not in the markets, if you go back and watch some of my past videos, if you haven't, you'll see that I am making money, and the object that I'm trying to achieve here is to show you that you can be a profitable trader and you can put a little bit of money into a retirement account or a trading account to help get on the path of financial freedom. This is a 3-month chart, and it's possible that for the remainder of the year we might see a similar upward trend. If you look, we started at 5,900 down here. We're at 6,500, so you're looking at roughly 600 points in movement in the last 3 months. And many experts, as I just said, they are predicting that the market might reach 7,000 or greater. And that is a significant move that if you're not in the markets that you want to try to get in and try to capture. And the first thing that we do to try to facilitate that growth is we look at any stocks that we hit our sell alerts, and if we're able to possibly sell them based on those alerts. And the first one we're going to look at is Royal Caribbean, which is RCL. We want to be able to sell as many stocks at a profit as we can. And one of the things we look for is price action. I have several triggers. One of the triggers is when price moves below our fast moving average, and that's indicated by the move of a candle. So right now we had a cross of the price over the fast moving average 2 days ago. When we looked at price yesterday, price was higher than the close of the candle of Friday, so we did not sell. However, we do have a confirmed continuation of the downward move today. I currently have 4 shares. We're going to sell 1 share that's already in our sales template. We're going to drop down here in our active trader, 348.55, and the Royal Caribbean that we sold at 348, we bought at 343, so we'll round that to just a $5 profit. All right, our next stock that we're going to look to sell is Uber, UBER. All right, we had price move. Our fast moving average crossed our slow moving average 3 days ago. However, we did not have price continuation yesterday, and we still don't have price continuation. As a matter of fact, our price has moved back up above both the fast moving average and the slow moving average. So we're not going to do anything with Uber today on the sell side, and we will not do any purchases. We do have price moved above both our fast moving and our slow moving averages. However, when our fast moving average is below our slow moving average, that is not a clear buy signal. So we will not be doing anything on the buy side either. We'll just leave this on our list, and we'll take a look at it tomorrow. Now, the last one that we received an alert on today is Verizon, VZ. And we had price move down 2 days ago of the fast moving average crossed below the slow moving average. We do not have a price continuation down from yesterday's move, so it's possible that Verizon might just slowly continue to drift upwards from here. Only time will tell. Now, when I maxed out on my shares for Verizon, I have 4 shares for each book, and I have 4 books total, so that would be 16 shares. So I currently have a limit order on the price action that crossed here when price moved across and below the fast moving average. So that's an opportunity for me to either sell or put a sell order up. The second opportunity to either sell or to place a sell order is when price moves below the the slow moving average. We had price move below, but I did not place a sell order on this particular day. By the time we had looked at this candle, we had dropped significantly, and then we rose back up, and that is a bullish candle, which the following day we opened higher than the close of this candle, and then we moved higher again succeeding day. So there was no opportunity to actually sell at a profit. We would have placed a sell order. But with these two candles, we clearly are somewhat in a downward trend, and we're lower than the initial we're lower than the initial price cross of the slow moving average. So we're going to place another sell order for Verizon. We'll come down here in our watch list. There's Verizon. We're looking to sell, and we're going to sell 4 because we're going to sell 1 book. Each time price moves across one of the moving averages, that is a trigger to sell 1 book. Now, I purchased Verizon at $45.46. We can take our first digit, and it is in the tens place, 10%. We always take 10% of whatever digit is the first digit, and that's going to be 4 cents. So we're going to add 4 cents to our purchase price of $45.46, which is $45.49, and that is what our sell order will be placed at, $45.49. We will click the good till cancel and extended hours, confirm and send. And there's our second sell order. One is for this cross, and the one we just placed is for this cross. Now, if price moves down over the next couple days below this price of this, the close or the opening of this candle, we will place a sell order for the remaining remaining 8 shares. Now that's all 3 alerts that we received today. Now we're going to take a look at yesterday's and the previous day's alerts from Friday, which we do not. Let's see. Let's at least take a look at, well, Verizon was yesterday and Uber was yesterday as well. All right, we have UDOW to take a look at. We had a cross last week. All right, we can clearly remove UDOW from our possible sell list on Friday. We had price move below our fast moving average, but we did not have continuation yesterday. And we clearly have a complete reversal from this candle. So we will no longer need to leave UDOW on our list to look at. The next stock is Yalla. No, not Yalla. The next stock is Yalla. It looked like I crossed that off my list, but I didn't. All right, so Yalla is YALA. All right, that one we already have sell orders on all 75 shares that we have. I just didn't cross it off my list when I did place these sell orders. All right, I scanned ahead on my list, and this is an old list that I had. I grabbed the wrong list. The list I threw away yesterday was the right list I should have been looking at. This is an older one that was just unorganized. I'm trying to go over my lists live. I don't do a lot of pre-editing when I'm making these videos. That way you can see my thought process as it's unfolding. So if I'm going to practice this, if this is going to be how I make my videos, I need to be a little bit more organized. At any rate, we are done with our sell alerts that we received today. It was just those 3. Now, I know I've got a few more from yesterday that I need to look at. I know one of them, I'll try to my best from memory, is IBKR, which is Interactive Brokers, which is a stock that we bought several days ago. If you've watched my previous videos, I bought IBKR based on the knowledge that they were added to the S&P 500. Now, I typically do not buy stocks when the fast-moving average is below the slow-moving average, but I found some research that showed that there is an upward bias when stocks are added to the S&P 500, and it doesn't appear to be the case right now. Now, I bought a full set of books of my 4 books with 4 shares each, so I maxed out at 16 shares. So since we currently do not have price moving upward from the day that we purchased all 16 back here for $63.13, and we currently have our fast moving average below our slow moving average, I'm going to place a sell order for the remaining 12 shares. So we're going to go into IBKR. All right, we'll find that in our watch list. Where IBKR. All right, we're looking to sell. We're going to sell 12 shares. And I purchased these at $63.13. So we're looking at the first digit. We're going to take 10% of that, which is 6 cents. We're going to add 6 cents to the 63.13, which makes it 63.19. Back this out, put in our 19. Good till cancel, extended hours, confirm, and send. All right, now I believe another one was McDonald's. Yep, we had price crossed down on Friday below our fast moving average. We had a price continuation on yesterday of that move down. And this is the sell order that I placed on that. You can see it, that was placed on September 8th. So that was yesterday. I can't think of any more stocks on. I don't want to waste any more time trying to figure out which stocks might have been on the list that we needed to go back and take a look at for in action for various reasons. Well, we just sold 12 IBKR. So now that puts me in a quandary. So IBKR, come back in to IBKR. So we are not going to buy back in. We'll wait until we actually have a confirmation of price action of the fast moving average crossing back above the slow moving average. So we're just going to leave IBKR alone and move on over to our buy list. So on our buy list for today, the first stock that we're going to take a look at is Taiwan Semiconductor, which is TSM. Now we had the fast moving average cross above our slow moving average yesterday. We do have price continuation. Now I currently have 6 shares. For my 4 books, I would be maxed out at 8. That's 2 shares per book. So we're going to purchase 2 shares at hopefully, well, 252.54. So we'll add that on our sticky note. Right, now we'll take a look at Shopify, which is SHOP. So Shop, we had a cross yesterday of the fast moving average above our slow moving average, but we do not have price continuation. We had price reversal on us today. So we will not be doing anything with Shop. All right, we're now going to take a look at QQQ. That's an ETF. That's linked to the NASDAQ 100. All right, we had the same as Shopify. We had price cross above our slow moving average yesterday of the fast moving average. And we have continuation today, however, with this one. So when I max out on QQQ, I like to have 1 share per book. So I would have 4 books. So we're going to knock this down to 1, and we're going to try to purchase this at $579.83. So we've got that at $579.83. All right, now that that one's taken care of, we're going to take a look at Zscaler, which is ZS. All right, Zscaler, same thing. We had price move. We don't count this as a cross on Friday. I need to see a clear gap in order for that to be considered a true cross. If I don't see a gap between the fast moving average and the slow moving average, we consider yesterday the actual cross. That's when we actually had a visible gap. We do have slight continuation today. All right, this is looking pretty good. We were just in a fairly decent long downtrend from July 10th. So we're looking at 2 months of a downward trend. We're going to take a look at a larger time frame. We're going to take a look at our monthly chart. So here we currently are in an upward trend here. Even though we had 2 months down, we're currently in a longer upward trend. We have a nice green candle going up. So we're going to go back to our daily chart and we're going to purchase Zscaler. We're going to max out when I have fast moving average cross the slow moving average and everything's looking good. That's when I like to max out on my total shares for every book. So for Zscaler, I max out with 4 shares. That's 1 share per book. So we're going to purchase 3 additional shares, hopefully at $281.45. That is not going, so we'll jump that up to $281.47. And there we go. We got our $281.47. All right, we're going to move on to UDOW, which is an ETF for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. UDOW. We had price yesterday move above the fast moving average, which is a trigger. We got our alert today, and we have a clear continuation. I currently have 6 shares of UDOW. When I'm maxed out, I like to have 2 shares per book. So that would be a total of 8 shares. So we're going to purchase 2 shares now and completely max out our shares for this particular equity. That didn't go, so we'll jump that up to 103.47. That's not going, so we're just going to hit buy market, and that should go. We got it 103.40. Okay, my current balance is a little over $3,300. However, if you're new to my videos, I also do some day trading. So the stocks that I swing trade, I day trade as well. That's what these bubbles are for. You can see I'm buying and selling as prices going up and down, trying to maximize my earning potential on the shares that we own. And right now, I have roughly $2,700 that I need available for my current day trading stocks that I'm hoping to be purchasing shortly. So with that, I have roughly $600. So I need to be careful, and I don't want to go over that $2,700 balance that I need to keep. But we have another stock that we're going to take a look at, which is Riot. It's Riot Platforms. We had a cross all the way back here. However, I did not have either the money possibly, or in our monthly chart, we just crossed last month. So that's not the issue. So I didn't purchase Riot back here as price crossed to capitalize and maximize our balance of shares that we could possibly own, because I probably more than likely didn't have enough money available to spend. Riot is clearly in an upward trend. Riot is a Bitcoin miner. I currently have 16 shares. However, I've been day trading that today, and price is turning around on me. So now I need to sell these 16 shares. So I will do that off video. Okay, so if I were to maximize all of the shares that I could own, I'd like to do that at the cross. If I do buy any Riot today, if Riot turns around on us before the end of day, then instead of just buying, whoops, I accidentally sold only 1 Riot. I need to sell 15 more. Multitasking, not my strong suit, so I keep making little mistakes. Hopefully you forgive me for those. So we're now down to 0. We sold all of our Riot. If price turns around on us before the end of day, then I'll probably buy 32 shares. I like to have 16 shares per book. So when I max out on Riot, I would have 64 shares. So we'll move on to our next stock that hit a trigger. RBLX is Roblox. Here we have a cross. Last week, we had price continue down. However, we do have price moving upwards today. All right, so Roblox is a $131 stock. When I'm maxed out on Roblox, I like to have 16 shares. So I do not have enough money. I only have roughly $600 available. I want to be able to keep my balance so I can continue to buy stocks that would be possibly in an uptrend on the stocks that I'm day trading. So we will pass on Roblox, because when I do like to purchase at an opportunity where I can max out, I do want to max out. So we're going to look at a few more stocks. The next one is IWF. So IWF, we had a cross last week. However, we did not have price continuation of an upward trend. Even though it opened higher, it moved down for the remainder of that day. We did have a continuation yesterday over this price, which is what the signal we're looking for. We're not trying to get above this candle. We're trying to get above the candle that was the actual trigger. So we were above that yesterday. I did not purchase yesterday. Probably I didn't have enough money. All right, we're going to pass on IWF right now because it's a $452 stock. And I'm not going to max out. When we have such a long run here, I don't max out on the books. If I do come back and purchase today, we'll just purchase 1 share. So the next one we're going to look at is Twilio. We looked at this yesterday. All right, so Twilio, we do have a cross. Let's take a look at our monthly chart. That's why I didn't buy it yesterday. We currently have price below our fast moving average. I like to buy stocks when price is above our fast moving average. You can see when price crosses the fast moving average on the monthly chart, it tends to move for at least a couple months, if not longer. That's a pretty good momentum sign. So we are currently, our fast moving average is in a downtrend. So it's possible that this might turn around. So we're going to wait to purchase Twilio. As a matter of fact, we're going to cross that off of our list so I don't keep looking at that. Now this one we have looked at several days, even last week. UI, it's had a big move since earnings. Yeah, it's had a great run. So we're going to keep looking at UI. When UI is moving this fast, and not just UI, when stocks are moving this fast, I'm looking for an opportunity where price comes back down to the fast moving average. We're looking at we'll just call it a almost $40 difference in price. So you can see, as I showed yesterday, if you saw the video yesterday, price likes to move back down to the mean. And right now we're kind of high. So we're going to leave UI on our list and we'll just keep taking a look at that. Hopefully, when we're able to buy it at a better price, we will jump on that. Another stock that we passed on last several days is Disney. Disney has been consolidating since the August 21st, waiting to see who wins, whether it's the bear or the bulls. Bears will take it down, bulls will take it up. So we're not going to do anything with Disney. We'll just keep taking a look at that. Now IBM, yesterday, if I remember correctly, has had a good move. So we are going to hopefully catch this at the beginning of an extended run. So since we have almost $600 available for purchase, we're going to buy 2 shares. I can't max out. I would love to max out on this, but I believe IBM will be I think it'll be a better mover here in the short run than UI. And what was the other ones that we were looking at? Riot or Roblox or IWF. So we're going to go ahead and purchase 2 shares since that's all we can afford. We're going to purchase 2 shares of IBM. And we are done with our purchases for today. And my profits for today were $446.99. Now, we only sold 1 stock from our swing trading strategy, and that was Royal Caribbean, and that was about a $5 profit, maybe a little bit more. So all of the remaining $440 roughly is from my day trading strategy that I do in this swing trading account as well. So in our new account that we had to open up, we are currently performing at 2.86% compared to the S&P 500 at a 1.40 or 1.4%, which is we are doing 1.46% better year to date in the new account. And in the old account, you can see we were performing at 16.26 to 10.54, which is a 5.92% better. And then when we spit it out. When we combine the 2 accounts, we're looking at 19.12% performance year to date for me, and compared to the S&P 500, which is a total of 11.94%. So currently year to date, I am performing 7.18% better than the S&P, which is super exciting. And I hope you have been following some of my other videos or watching some of my other videos and following me. And I hope that inspires you to possibly make some of the trades that I am making if you aren't as profitable as I am. And if you're not in the markets, I'm hoping that this is inspiring you to get into the markets and to begin your retirement account. But with that, we have just finished Tuesday's trading day. So I hope you all have an absolutely amazing rest of your Tuesday afternoon.